Hey, this is Mr. Roche. We're here with Java and we're working with Pente. And what we want to do is, yeah, and I got really excited and tried to make a little kind of splash screen for the game. Um, but what we want to do is just definitely make sure, and I can show you how to do this. It's just a matter of knowing where all the rows and columns are, and we can handle it. Um, and what I want to do is just make sure that we have this ability to know to put stones on the board. That's what we're trying to do, and switch turns. Okay. We currently would not be able to do like something like this, which is be doing a capture, but we're going to work on that. Okay. And like here, this would be like a capture, something like that. Um, so these are issues that we'll have to sort of tackle as we go. But you know, I think it's good with the board and how it's working and how we're getting this done. We also need to do something that keeps score. So I think we're going to have to expand our board a little bit, our game board, um, and make it more um, more more stuff. So anyway, so that's sort of the plan here. Okay, but let's see. So to start off, what we were doing here in basically the game board needs to be able to um, um, let's see here. The game board needs to be able to um, handle mouse clicks. That's what we did. Okay. So what we did was we made game board be a mouse listener, and when you're a mouse listener, you have to incorporate specific methods that are declared by the mouse listener um, interface. So so that's what we did. Okay. Then some of this is actually pretty easy, right? In that what we did was we checked on clicking and things like this, but this is the most important thing. As we said, once we got the X and the Y on the from the system, okay, and that's what E is. E is like a little package of information that comes with um, click events, and you can get all sorts of information. Let me see what pops up here. You can figure out which button it is. You could figure out like how many times it's been clicked. You can get the location on the screen, which is kind of cool. You can get the X, that's what we're doing. We can actually get the on-screen X, where it is in the actual part of the screen, which is cool. All these kinds of things, okay? Um, and that's basically, this is the information that's coming with with buttons, okay? Or I mean with mouse clicks. So that's actually good. But what we did was we took the X and Y and we sent it to this method here to check where checks on which square you clicked on, basically. Okay, so you set it to here, and then what we do is we just kind of run through all the all the squares. Okay, and actually we could probably break out of the loop at this point because once we find all this stuff, we're kind of done. But we actually run through every single square, for better or for worse. And what we do is we see if that square thinks that that's where the mouse is. Okay, so we send the click and X, so we send the click and XY to that, and then we come back with sort of a true false verdict. Okay, if the square is clicked, then we say, hey, we've clicked to this square. We get the row. We repaint, and then we're going to change the player term. That's kind of what we're doing to kind of update. Okay. And in the game board, the square, what we did was we set up something that would allow it to find out whether it was clicked or not. Okay. So what it does is it just checks this because the square knows basically where its bounds are. And what it did is it took the x, checked that to see if it was between the two locations, two x bounds of the square. And then if that was true, it checked the y and sees if the y, the click y is between the two y bounds of the square. And if that's true, then it's a valid click. Okay. And that's good. And so like it tends back true or false basically. Okay. And that's where it is. Okay. So with that, okay, you should be able to have it handle different events for clicking. Okay. Let's see what goes on here. Yep, there's this guy. We should move this over here too. Let's put player A, player B. Okay. And then see, it knows that it's off of the turn. People are having trouble with like the turn changing. So what we'd want to do is figure that out. Okay. What I would say if you're having trouble is I would totally put something here that says which it says when it got the click. Okay. And I would also do things in Game Runner or Game Board to figure out when what color is happening. Okay, because I think that's the biggest problem is that you have to figure out what player turn is. Okay, and or I would just definitely make sure that my player turns are set right too. So when I go here, okay, we're using 1 and -1 for player turn. You turn player turn, or you change player turn here. Okay. And basically what I would do is just anytime like you do a change, I would do like a system out print. Something like that. And then anytime the player turns, you could figure it out. You could actually put this in here and watch what's going on. Okay. That might be a good thing. You could also check it in the mouse click thing too. Something like that. And just try to figure out what's going on. So you're going to have to use system out print lines to figure out what's happening if you're having trouble. Okay. So this goes here, this goes here, and then if you click it, let me pull up the console so you can see a little bit. Okay, I lost my board though. Not that one, this one. Okay, so if I go here, like these should turn. See how this is turning? And I think the dark square is 1. And now it's like the white square's turn. And now it's the dark square's turn. And now it's the white square's turn. So you want to make sure that that's happening. And if there's anything that gets in the way of that, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to build an ability to do captures, and we're going to work on the score panel. Okay, those are the 2 things we sort of have to do next. Okay, talk to you later.